In a small town where the evenings were soft and golden, there stood a narrow street that most people hurried past. At the very end of that street was a small shop with a wooden sign that read, "Elias, Repairer of Clocks." The windows were warm with lamplight. Inside, dozens of clocks ticked gently, tick-tock, tick-tock. Their rhythm filled the room like calm breathing, and in the center of it all sat Elias, the old clockmaker. He moved slowly, carefully, as if time itself were fragile. Elias never hurried, not when he walked, not when he spoke, not even when customers told him they were in a rush. He would smile softly and say, "Time does not like to be chased. It prefers to be understood." Many did not understand him, but they always felt calmer when they left. There was something about the ticking in that shop, something steady, something peaceful. One rainy afternoon, a young man entered the shop. His coat was damp. His face was tense. He placed a pocket watch on the counter. "It stopped working," he said quickly, "and I need it fixed by tomorrow." Elias lifted the watch gently. He did not open it immediately. Instead, he listened. He held it close to his ear. Silence. "No ticking," the young man said impatiently. Elias nodded. "Yes," he replied softly, "but sometimes it is not the watch that has stopped." The young man frowned. Elias opened the back of the watch with careful hands. Inside were tiny gears, small springs, delicate wheels. "All of this," Elias said quietly, "must move together. If one gear moves too fast or too slow, the whole watch struggles." The young man shifted uncomfortably. "I do not have time for this." Elias smiled gently. "That," he said, "is often the problem." Tick, tock, tick, tock. The other clocks continued their steady breathing. Elias began to speak while adjusting a tiny gear. "I once had a clock that ran too fast," he said. "It gained an hour every day." The young man blinked. "Is that not good?" Elias chuckled softly. "No, it exhausted itself." He tightened a screw carefully. "When we rush, we think we are getting ahead, but we are only wearing down our springs." The young man stared at the rain outside. His shoulders began to drop. The young man sighed. "I wake early, I work late, I check the time every few minutes. I feel like I am always behind." Elias nodded slowly. He adjusted another tiny wheel. "Time is not your enemy," he said. "Your fear of losing it is." The room felt warmer, softer. The ticking seemed gentler now. Tick, tock, tick, tock. "Sometimes," Elias continued, "a watch only needs cleaning, not replacing." Elias showed the young man a small amount of dust inside the watch. "It is not broken," he said. "It is clogged." The young man leaned closer. "We gather dust too," Elias continued. "Worry, pressure, comparison, expectations." He cleaned the watch carefully. "With patience, the dust leaves." The young man swallowed. "I do not remember the last time I was patient." On the wall behind them, a large pendulum clock swung calmly. Left, right, left, right. "See that?" Elias said. "It does not rush to one side. It returns, balanced." He looked at the young man. "You must learn to return to yourself." "Return how?" the young man whispered. "With rest, with silence, with moments that do not demand anything from you." The pendulum continued its quiet dance. Elias closed the pocket watch. He wound it gently, and then tick, tock, tick, tock. The young man's eyes widened. "It is working." "Yes," Elias smiled. "It always was. It simply needed care." The young man held the watch, but he did not look at the time. For the first time, he listened to it. Tick, tock, steady, calm, alive. "How much do I owe you?" the young man asked. Elias shook his head. "Today," he said softly, "you owe yourself something." "What?" 10 minutes, each day, without rushing, without checking the time. The young man hesitated, then nodded slowly. "I think I can do that." After the young man left, Elias turned off the front lights. Only one small lamp remained glowing. He sat in his chair, listening to the clocks, to the steady rhythm. Tick, tock, tick, tock. He closed his eyes. Time was not something to fight. It was something to move with, like breathing, like waves, like the gentle swing of a pendulum. Years later, people would still visit the small shop. Some came with broken clocks. Others came with tired hearts. Elias repaired both. Because time, he believed, was not about speed. It was about rhythm. And when your rhythm is calm, your life becomes lighter. So tonight, as you rest, listen to your own steady ticking, your breath moving in and out. There is no rush. There is no race. Time is not leaving you. It is walking beside you. Tick, tock, tick, tock, and everything is exactly where it needs to be.